This is just a sample of the audiobook. To get the complete audiobook, access the link posted in the first comment.
Chapter 2. The CFO in your company. Do not wait. The time will never be just right. Start where you stand, and work with whatever tools you may have at your command, and better tools will be found as you go along. Napoleon Hill. The company Michael describes in Chapter 1 is not atypical. In my experience, it is more the norm than the exception. Many business owners in that situation will feel the pain but never connect the dots. They will try to tough it out and make the best of a bad situation until they can sell the company to the highest bidder or transfer it to someone else, if they can make it that far. It does not have to be that way. Over nearly 4 decades, I've worked closely with hundreds of companies in numerous roles. I've worked with large companies and small, public companies and private, and with both domestic and international operations. These are companies in many different types of manufacturing and distribution, and a host of services from plumbing and roofing to accounting and legal, to medical and dental, to technology and software development, more than 60 industries in all. In all of this experience, I have determined these companies are not nearly as different as each of their owners would like to think. I cannot count the number of times I've been told, "My company is different, that will not work for us," only to find that in every case, the benefits proved to be substantial where the owners and their teams engaged in the use of a specific system and were disciplined in its application. In fact, we have saved more than 50% of the companies we have worked with from eventual failure. The other 50% have grown and thrived. In working through numerous difficult situations with these business owners, I have also learned the hard lesson that you cannot truly understand the implications of a certain set of circumstances without living through them. Managing a severe cash flow problem is at the top of that list. You may be able to understand it from an intellectual perspective or possibly even have an idea about the stress that is associated. But unless you have a direct and personal experience in that environment, you have no idea what it's like. I don't mean a situation where you have a few vendors who are unhappy with their payments, or possibly where employees are unhappy that benefits aren't as good as they could be, or maybe that they haven't had raises in a while. Sure, that's unpleasant, but that's not even close. I'm talking about a situation where you have X dollars and you need X times 5, where those vendors are calling all day, every day, with nonstop obscenities and accusations that their spouse died because you didn't pay their bills. I'm not kidding. Employees' paychecks are bouncing. People are collapsing in the halls from the pressure. Again, I'm not kidding. The IRS is threatening to seize your bank accounts and put the company's officers in prison. Investors are threatening to pull the plug, and you are the one answering the phone. It is physically painful, emotionally devastating, and psychologically debilitating. Your health suffers, your family suffers, and you're not sure how it will ever get better. The harsh reality is that it rarely does. Most of these companies never recover. The best way to ensure your company survives is to never allow it to get to that point in the first place. I have lived through or helped others live through more of these nightmares than I care to remember. The sad fact is that many of these situations could have been avoided with the right systems, the appropriate tools, and a focused and disciplined effort by everyone, including the owners. Situations like this can be managed, and you will live to fight another day. The key to avoiding near financial death is to have absolute clarity about the operations of your company and to gain as much runway for action before impending emergencies develop. The only way to accomplish that is to understand where you are today and how your actions will impact the cash flow outcomes in the future. To do this, you will need someone to act as your CFO. The role of the CFO is to maximize financial returns across the organization by optimizing all functions in the company. In some areas, they will have direct control of the systems and can manage the outcomes. However, in many functions, they will only have indirect authority and will need to influence others to produce results. If your company is large enough to have a true CFO, at least in some form, full-time, part-time, virtual, etc., then good for you. If it's not, you're it.